right, so I think I solved the problem with the field of view, because being real pimp, that was my biggest problem with the camera, but I think I found, bam, tell me that's not gangster. Just a long selfie stick. So I'm out returning a package for my wife, brought the ZV-1 out, was playing with it for a bit, because you know, it's still pretty new. And I just realized that it has a built-in indie filter. Like, what? So, this is what it looks like with the indie on, because I'm shooting in manual mode, shooting at 30 frames a second, 4K, 1/60, 1.8 aperture. This is what it looks like with it off. Not for nothing, I am actually really freaking tired today. Like, I don't know why. Like, I don't know why. Hopefully, the Red Bull helps, because I am like, for real, I am so tired. I don't know what's going on. Oh, and by the way, Pimpin. By the way, I'm actually using the snap mount for the Sony Zv1. Like, tell me that's not gangsta. Like, come on. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys about the collab I was in. I did my first Pimp. I know y'all a bunch of ninja bosses, so look, I brought the sauce. Like, you guys already know, I can't be up here representing for the ninja squad without bringing the sauce. So I definitely brought the sauce in the collab. Definitely check it out. I'm gonna link it down below. But yeah, I did bring the sauce. Now, the collab was actually for a really good creator friend of mine named Patrick. I mean, P-Money for short. And I highly recommend you check his channel out, PatrickRambles. Check him out. The links will be down below. But anyway, pimpin', let's get into the sauce and talk about the Sony Zv1. Let's talk about some things that I love about it and some not so boss things about it, because you know how thugs do. Simpin' ain't pimpin'. First of all, the camera is a B-roll beast. Like, for real, it is just so easy to get amazing B-roll shots with, like straight out of camera. And just have everything in automatic, and the B-roll looks amazing. The 1-inch sensor in the Sony Zv1 definitely shows, like CEO boss status. You can sit the camera almost anywhere you want, and even without a tripod, it won't fall over. You can sit it vertically, it won't fall over, and it's very versatile. Like, you have so many angles that you can get because you have a zoom lens. For my Sony A7S3, I have the Tamron 17-28, and you just cannot get shots like that with that lens. Versus this one, I believe this is a 24-70 mil lens. Yeah, you can get a bunch of different shots with this lens. That is boss. And now the next pro I have to call out about the Sony Zv1 is the audio. I was not expecting the audio to be that, like, pimp. I'ma be real. And now since then, I did get a wind muffle on Amazon from Small Rig. I think it was like $9 or something like that. So I did get the wind muffle, but after looking at the footage, it wasn't really like completely needed. Straight out of camera, the audio is really, really good. I am very impressed with Sony and what they did with the Sony Zv1, like, for real. And I'm gonna go ahead and throw it out there, but it's even better than the Sony A7S3's audio straight out of camera. Like, you definitely need a microphone with the Sony A7S3. I feel like you do not need a microphone with this camera, which is even better because it keeps the footprint small. So audio is a huge plus for the Sony Zv1. And now the next pro for me, pimp, has to be stabilization. To be real, after reading the comments in the last video, I know it was about 50% of people saying that stabilization was crap, and then 50% of people saying that it's actually not too bad. I'm actually on the not too bad side, especially when I'm walking. It actually wasn't too bad. And I hate to compare it with the Sony A7S3, but yeah, it is just a little bit better than the Sony A7S3 stabilization. But I think I know why, and that is because the Sony A7S3 is a lot heavier, meaning your hand can't hold it as steady, versus this is so light. Like, I can do pretty well holding this out with a selfie stick. Like, my arms aren't Popeye, you know what I mean? Don't get it twisted though. I do bring the heat. Like, I got the guns. Like, ooh, look at that. That's money, baby. But no, for real, I do think that the stabilization is a little bit better in this camera just because of the size. It is so light that it's just so easy to hold and easy to carry. even on the selfie stick. I mean, and like for the average person just walking and talking and like doing their thing vlogging, it is not terrible. Like it is definitely watchable without it being like a huge distraction. You know what I mean? I mean, now it doesn't like float and glide like a GoPro or these other action cameras, but pimpin', you gotta remember that these action cameras don't have any real moving parts in them versus these cameras do. Which means you're just not gonna get like floating footage stabilization out of a camera like this, or even the Sony A7S III. You're just not gonna get it. But it is good, like it is good enough. Okay, yo, Editor Sky Money here. Quick side note, I forgot to turn the stabilization back on throughout the entire video. So yeah, I mean, it's still off right now. I was just testing it out, trying to see if turning it off will give me a wider field of view than the standard mode. And no difference, just like my Sony A7S III, but I completely forgot to turn it back on like throughout the entire video. So that's why it's a bit shaky. I'm just letting you know, Pimpin', just letting you know. The next thing that kind of surprised me about the Sony Zv1 is the autofocus. Now, I don't know if you know this, but autofocus has kind of been like a hit or miss on some cameras. But to keep it 100p, I would say Sony does a better job than like Canon when it comes to autofocus. Now, Canon's getting up there. I'm not saying that, Pimp, but Sony has just been on it a little bit more than Canon. And it definitely shows in the Sony Zv1. So autofocus for me is definitely another pro. And then the last pro has to be image quality. Now, the image quality was surprisingly good. Like I was more surprised about the image quality than I was about the audio. The image isn't too digitally sharp. The skin tones are on point. The color science on point. Like it just nails it when it comes to image quality, like for real. And now those are all the good things, but Pimpin', you already know, we gotta keep it honest. We gotta keep it G. We gotta talk about the bad too. The first one being the field of view. It is just too tight. Like 24 mil is too tight on the face, man. Like I don't know what they were thinking making like a vlog specific camera with 24 mil. Like 24 mil is super tight on the face. Like look, Pimp, look, let me tell you, look, it's 16 mil to like 18 mil. That is ideal for vlogging. But everybody has been lighting the comments up saying that there is a wide angle lens, which I do know about. I've just been trying to figure out which one to get, you know? Like there's a couple of them that seem pretty good, but I think it's Ulanzi. Everybody's saying Ulanzi is the one. Pimpin', go for Ulanzi. So I'm like, okay, Pimp, you got it. And then the next count for me has to be battery life. And now, I'm gonna be real, I was shooting 4K, 100 megabits per second. Like I don't know how long the battery can last continuously, but I was out for a while shooting at 4K, like I never changed it. And again, my clips weren't that long, maybe 6 or 7 minutes max, but yeah, it ran out pretty quick. I mean, in my opinion. But yeah, I feel like it could have done better, but at the same time, I don't know a point and shoot that can last that long. Like, I just don't. If you know one, let me know. You know, just bring in the smoke. I don't know a point and shoot that can do that. And Pimpin', that's about it for me. Like, for real, this Sony Zv1 is killing it. It's freaking surprisingly good. All right, now despite what the title may have said, I'm not gonna get rid of my Sony A7S III. I mean, come on, Pimpin', come on. But I feel like I don't need to use it as much anymore because I have the Sony Zv1. Like, it is really that good. I mean, why bring this huge rig out with me when I could just bring this, keep it simple, keep it fun? Why put myself through that? Like, you know? I mean, but at the same time though, I still love my Sony A7S III. So I may take it out every now and then to do some vlogging, but it's just nice to know that this could hold it down if I don't have the Sony A7S III. Or if I want to travel extremely light. Quality that you can get out of this camera, no one would even notice. Like, no one would even notice that this is the Sony Zv1 and not the Sony A7S III. Like, for real. Now, if you can't tell, I am on a selfie stick and it's getting really dark, like really quick. So yeah, I'm on a selfie stick. I'm gonna maybe see how some of the, see how this camera does in low light. You know, I haven't done a low light test with it, so maybe we'll get some low light shots tonight. Actually, I have like one more pro and one more con. And I think one more pro would be the simple fact that you can actually get really close to things, like without zooming in on them. Like, to get some B-roll of some like products or something, you can surprisingly get really close, closer than any of my lenses can. And then for the con, I would have to say that although the camera is very easy, very simple to use, the high frame rate modes though, like, that is confusing. Like, I don't know why they made that so difficult. It is very strange. Like, you press record, it like buffers and then it record. Like, I don't know, it's just so confusing. Man, it is really foggy today. Jeez. And it's cold. But you know what? What do you guys think about this camera? Like, for real, like, let me know what you think of the camera too, especially if you have one. And let me know what your thoughts are on my cons that I mentioned, because I think the field of view is a big one. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and get that wide angle lens though. Like, I gotta get it. Yo, not for nothing though, it looks really good. Like, it's really dark, but it doesn't look dark over there, so that's a pro. All right, Pimp, tell me that shot back there wasn't boss. Like, that was a boss shot. Man, I really like this camera. So what do you guys think of the low light footage? Like, for real, like, it's almost completely dark and I think it looks great. Like, for real, it looks solid. Like, when I'm just from the viewfinder, looks freaking solid, man. But anyway, what do you guys think of the low light footage? Is it good? Does it suck? Like, is it doable? Is it usable? Let me know down below. But I think I am out, Pimp. I'm all done. I need to also run to the store real quick and pick up, because I went early and I forgot something. But you know how it is, so yeah. Let's go pick up something and yeah, let me know what you guys think of the footage. Like, wow, it looks good, man. Pimpin', like, come on, man. Whew, man, side note, having a long selfie stick that's made out of metal when it's cold, not a good idea. Man, it like freezes your fingers, man. Jeez, like, my hand's getting stuck. Oh, the popo block is hot over here. The block is really hot.